great cook. So some of you who watch my videos will know how amazing I am at cooking in the kitchen. And I'm totally not clumsy at all. That poor bowl. Hey, exploding that bowl in the microwave was one time, okay? It was one time and it's not gonna happen again. Hi guys, this is Wannabe YouTuber and welcome back to my Week of Winter with Wannabe YouTuber series. In the last episode, we talked about my holiday hacks list, and guess what? I've got another list for you guys. For today's episode, I'm going to be sharing some of my gift ideas for you. Alright, to start off my gift ideas list, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite things to give away during the holidays, and it is the gift of food. Woo! Da-da-da-da! Yes, it is the gift of homemade baked goods, and it's one of my favorite things to give and one of my favorite things to receive. So, an idea for you guys to do is if you're short on cash and you have a lot of people that you want to give gifts to, especially like if you've got a large number of friends, or you just have a lot of friends in the family that everyone won't mind getting the same thing. So you can do this with bread. And I got this idea from my mother, who gives out her homemade strawberry bread every year to all her daycare parents because it's a great gift to give. It obviously took time and effort because it's homemade and it's delicious. So my mother gives away homemade strawberry bread, but instead of doing strawberry bread, you can do whatever kind of bread you want to do. And you can even do muffin mix. And for my gift suggestion, I would suggest that you give away this apple cinnamon muffin mix, and it's from Kristen, if that's how you say it. It is absolutely delicious. My roommates and I made a batch earlier this week, and we made about 5 of these little bread tins, and this is the only one left. So it's great, it tastes great, and it makes a great gift. So you can give bread away. I also have a bag of goodies that you can give away also. You remember that Christmas fudge we made in my last video? Well, if you don't, or you haven't seen that video, go ahead and click this link here, right here. And that link will take you to my previous video where we made homemade Christmas fudge. So you can give away homemade Christmas fudge. The recipe is in that link in that previous video. Super easy, 4 ingredients, and it's, again, it is homemade, it obviously took time and effort to make, and it's delicious. You can also do this with cookies, and what I've done is I've taken the Pillsbury sugar cookies that have those little imprinted designs, printed designs on them, and what you can do is, because you get a whole packet of them for like $2, it's really cheap, you just get a whole bunch of them, bake them all at the same time, and put them in these little pie tins or snack tins, and you just give them out as a gift. Just slap a bow on it, put their name on it, and boom, done. So you can do that with fudge, you can do it with cookies, you can do it with bread. The gift of food is a great gift to give out. It warms people up for the holidays, it makes their day, and it shows them that you really care. Also, it saves you a lot of money because if you're making something like cookies, or you're making fudge, or you're making brownies, or if you make something in a large amount, you have a large surplus, and it's okay if everybody gets the same thing because you can personalize a card, you can personalize the wrapping, and it all tastes great, so they have nothing to complain about. And gift wrapping your food is super easy. You could go as far as to put them in their own little tins, or in their own little pastry box, or you could even put them in a paper bag that I just used. I just recycled this. You can put them in a paper bag, decorate the paper bag however you want, and you can give that to them. And they're still going to appreciate it because this fits the theme of today's video. It's homemade, it obviously took time and effort to make, and it shows them that you really care. So, that was my first idea. Now let's move on to my second idea, homemade presents. Now, I made this a separate category from the food because food and clothing are not the same. Who doesn't like getting warm, fuzzy winter sweaters for Christmas? I mean, I know I do. I know a lot of my family members do. But if you're like me and you want to go the extra extra mile other than just buying them a sweater in their size. You can buy a sweater in their size and decorate it. You can do this as an ugly Christmas sweater, or you can make a fashionable ugly Christmas sweater. Ta-da! And this is a sweater that I cross-stitched by hand. And cross-stitching, for those of you who don't know what that is, it is basically embroidering with yarn or embroidery thread, embroidery floss, and you basically make these little X's, and that's why it's called cross-stitching. There are different types of cross-stitching that you can do if you're taking this gift idea to the next level, but I just did the basic cross-stitch of X's, and I've seen this pattern everywhere. You type in ugly Christmas sweater or snarky Christmas sweater, and it's gonna come up with Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And I absolutely loved it, but I look online and they're like $30 for this one sweater that I'm only gonna wear around Christmas time. Seems kinda out of my budget and seems kinda ridiculous, when you could go to Walmart and buy a perfectly good sweater in your size, in the person's size that you're giving this to, for $6 to $10, you know, at the most 10 if you go to Walmart, or if you go to some type of retail store like that. Just get it in a festive color, get it in their size, get yourself the appropriate thread, get yourself a pattern, make sure that you use a big-eyed needle, and I call it a big-eyed needle because it's thicker and has a larger eye hole than most needles do. So as long as you make sure that you've got the right thread, you've got the right needle, and you have a couple hours on hand to do this, it is meticulous, but it is so worth it. It is. You know what? I showed my roommates this sweater, and they all but demanded that I make some for them too, because they're so cute. They're really easy to make. It just takes a while if you've never done cross-stitching before, but it means a lot when you give it to someone. And I know that if I got a sweater that had hand stitching on it, I'd be all over that. And I would know that that person really cared and took the time to make that sweater for me. So basically what you're going to need to cross stitch is you're going to need some embroidery floss or yarn, and I use this really thin silky yarn so it wouldn't fray or get all fuzzy, and it would hold up to being in the washer a couple times. You're going to need a pattern, a sweater, which this is a sweater that I am cross stitching for my roommate Claire to give to her dad for Christmas, and he's a Star Wars fan. So what I did was I went online and I found a Darth Vader pattern, and this is unfinished, so I can show you guys what I did, what my process was. And what I did was I traced out the pattern with Taylor's chalk. You can use a white coloring pencil to do this because it's all going to wash off when you throw it in the washer. But I would recommend Taylor's chalk so that you can wipe it off before you give it to somebody if you don't get a chance to wash it. Just get a wet washcloth and just wipe off the Taylor's chalk and the white coloring pencil, and you'll be good to go. So basically what I did was I traced the pattern onto the sweater. I put this embroidery hoop, and this embroidery hoop comes in two parts. One is a smaller hoop that goes on the inside of this one, and the other is this large one with an adjuster on the top. And basically what you want to do is put the small one on the inside, see, ta-da, and then you put the larger one on top of the fabric. And the reason you do this is so that when you're stitching, you don't stitch both halves of your sweater together, you just stitch the top front of the sweater. And basically after you have attached the hoop, you want to pull the fabric tight enough so that it's not going to move around when you're doing your stitches. And you basically go from underneath the sweater material, and you go up and you go down, and then you go back up and you go down. You basically make an X. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining it very well, but there are plenty of tutorials online. I learned how to do this in like an hour. Yes, it's meticulous. Yes, it takes a long time if you have a very detailed pattern like this one, but so far this one has taken me 3 hours to do, and 3 hours to do all of this tiny little stitch work is nothing. And on that same subject, like if you don't want to do something all that detailed, you don't have to. You could do Merry Christmas, you build the animal, you could put their name on it, you could put words on it, whatever you want to put on it. And if you do words, it might take you an hour to do all of this. You know, it didn't take me that long to do it. The only thing that took me a long time was making sure that the stencil was centered on the sweatshirt. But as soon as you figure that out, you're pretty much good to go. You can stitch this up in the evening when you're watching TV. You know, it's a great stress reliever, and it also makes a great gift when you're done with it. So moving on with some of my other homemade gift ideas, I have, ta-da, a big wad of fleece. No, just kidding. This is actually a blanket. It's folded up because it's a very big blanket, but you can make a fleece tie blanket. And the reason it is called a fleece tie blanket is because 1, it's made out of fleece, and 2, it is a tied blanket. No sewing needed. All you need to do is get 2 separate pieces of fleece, however big you want it. I don't know the approximate size for my blanket, but it's pretty big. So I would say make it as big as you want. It should be fine. And then after you get your 2 sides of fleece, you want to cut them out in a rectangle or a square shape. And then once you've done that, make sure that you pin all the way around or you secure them so that they don't move. And then you want to take your scissors, go all the way around your entire blanket, all the way, all four sides, and you want to cut 2-inch long strands. And once you've done that, you want to tug on the strands from both sides. You should have one from the top layer and then one from the bottom layer. You want to tug on them so that they don't run, you know, stretch them out a little bit, and then tie them into a knot. And this also takes a bit of practice, and it does take a little bit of your time, but it is so wonderful to get a new, clean, homemade blanket for Christmas. I mean, I was ecstatic when I got this, and I'm the one who made it for myself, and I was so excited to get it. You can make a family get-together or a friend get-together out of this. You guys can go to Hancock Fabrics and get the fleece, sit down, you know, if you've got enough space for everybody, and make these tie blankets and give them away, you know. It's a great activity, it's a great gift, and you can use this process not just for blankets, but you can use it for making pillows. You can also use this process for making a scarf, which I have right here. And you can choose to do the no-sew method. You can tie it, or you can do what I did and just take one long sheet of fleece and sew, fold it in half, and then sew along the edge. Just sew along the edge until you get all the way to the bottom. Sew all the way across, leaving about 2 to 3 inches where you can cut these little tassel bits. And then you can give that away as a gift also. And I just made this scarf out of scrap fabric that I had lying around the house. So there are some of my awesome gift ideas that you can give away this year for Christmas. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have so many other great ideas planned for you guys coming up. I'm sorry this video was a little late. Hopefully I will upload day number 3 of my Week with Wannabe YouTuber series today also. I'm planning on filming it, but it is finals week up here at my university, so I'm sorry things have been a little slow, but I'm going to try to do all of my filming before I do my finals. That way I can upload them when I'm not doing my finals, and you'll still get the same 5 to 6 videos within 1 week. So hopefully that will go as planned. If it doesn't, I sincerely apologize, but all of these videos will definitely be up before Christmas, so you will be able to use some of these ideas. So you don't have to worry about not being able to see any future gift ideas, any future DIY, any future recipes, anything like that. They will be up before Christmas, so you don't have to worry. I got you. Don't worry. You guys have a great rest of your week. Hopefully I will see you guys again today, and if not again today, then I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Alright, thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys get a kick out of these videos, and if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'm always happy to answer questions. And if you have any of your own ideas, let me know down in the comments as well. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button, and of course, if you really liked what you saw and you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to become a wannabe YouTuber fan today. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next